Hey everybody and everybody, Black Demon Knight here. Today I am going to discuss something close to my heart that I can explain without stuttering, at least I hope. But if I do stutter, I'm going unscripted because since this is near to my heart, as I know nearly every aspect of this, I'm going unscripted. So if I stop in a mid-sentence, it's because I'm thinking, like a second, what I'm going to say. And if I mix my words and stumble, that's just me rambling, pretty much. Anyway, what is I'm talking about? Well, despite I said every pony, it ain't pony related. And like I said, the avatar you're seeing is the only one I have. So anyway, what I'm talking about is something Star Wars related. This is one of the few Star Wars games that doesn't have you using a lightsaber. It is Star Wars Republic Commando. Possibly one of the best games to come out of the prequel line of the Star Wars franchise. And also one of the most surprising ones, considering that it's squad based as well, even though you're only playing. Well, sorry, what is Republic Commando? Well, Republic Commando has you taken the life of the commandos of the clone army, specifically Delta Squad. You play as RC38. RC1138. Yeah, that's it. Codenamed Boss, and you lead your team. You have Fixer, who's the computer specialist of the team, Scorch, who is the demolitions expert, and Sev, the sniper expert. And you go through 3 campaign maps. Geonosis, which is based around during the events of the second film when the clone army attacks. One of the Star is those big carriers for the Republic, and Kashyyyk, which is before the Republic goes in to save the Wookiees in Episode 3. So you go. So basically, it's set in between Episodes 2 and 3. Now, despite it being squad based, a few areas have you going through an area on your own. So basically, it's a mix and match. You have to adapt to having both being sure to do yourself and with a squad at your back. If you have the squad with you, if you die, you have a chance of being revived if one of your fellow clones is close by to revive you, or you can revive them. However, this only works when no one's shooting. You can ask them to hurry and come and do you, but they could get shot in the back as they heal you. And if they die as they're healing you, you don't get revived back unless you get into the major last bits of it. Then you pretty much get revived. Right, from it. You only get revived with half health. Might wanna. Anyway, what enemies do you encounter? Well, naturally, you get the droids, which come in a variety. You get the basic battle droids, the droidicas, and the super battle droids. But there's also the spider droids, which are like mid-bosses you face off. There's also the droid carrier, which has a limited amount of number of droids you can deploy on you, and they come in 3 varieties: battle droid, super battle droid, and droidicas. But if you want to get rid of them quicker, you can have one of your team or yourself to plant a demolitions pack on it, and it will destroy the mechanism and any droids still left inside. The others you face are the manga guards, but you encounter them when you get to the Kashyyyk level after you have a brief cameo with General Grievous. Grievous also appears, at least his ship does, in the Geonosis map, but it goes on as an unknown vessel. But it's Grievous. Anyway, what else do you think? Well, you have the Geonosians, which come in 2 varieties. Basic one, which is the one you mostly see, and the heavy, which has a weapon you can get once you kill it. It's the Geonosian beam weapon. It has limited ammo, but when it's out, you throw it away. But that's with a lot of enemy weapons. The others you face off are the Trandoshans. Basically, they come in three varieties. There's the basic Trandoshan, which has two mains of weapons. They can either have a shotgun or they have knives. The ones with the knives are easy to take out. Just use your alt button use your melee button to hit them, and they'll go down in one hit if you hit the head. But you take damage, guaranteed. But it's better than wasting ammo on them. The shotgun ones, you definitely want to shoot them. There's also the heavy, which is our big masculine ones, and they act sort of, well, the first one you meet acts like a mid-boss. But they're tough to take down, trust me. I've had my butt kicked by them plenty of times. But for the third class, they're basically the commandos of the Trandoshans. They know how to breach doors as well. They come out of the ceiling. But the one flaw they have is their backpacks are flammable. You shoot that, they go flying into the air. Which is kind of funny, especially with some of the comments some of them say. Like Scorch, when he gets hit, he goes whee as he watches the Trandoshan fly away. Anyway, what kind of weapons? Well, you have a special blaster. Well, the default one button is a little tiny magazine pistol, but it doesn't have a magazine, it recharges. So you can fire as many shots as you want, unless the gauge and the back hits a low amount, and you have to wait for it to recharge before you fire it. You can also get a blaster which has three attachments. One is the natural blaster that you will fire, another is a sniper rifle, and the final is a grenade launcher. Well, speaking of grenades, you also get thermal detonators, of course. As for the other weapons, I already explained one, which was the Trandoshan beam weapon, which basically fires a big mega death beam of death and destruction. Except it doesn't destroy anything, but it kills a lot of your enemies, and can also hurt your allies. Oh yeah, you can hurt your allies. And the next one is the shotgun, which I said. It basically works as a shotgun. If you get close enough to the enemy, you can kill him in one shot. I like using that one. Next is the Trandoshan Commando's little rapid fire blaster thing. I don't know what it's actually called, but it's one of those things where you can fire a lot of bullets with one squeeze. I don't like using that one pretty much. And the final weapon you can acquire is the Wookiee Bowcaster. Yeah, that's it. The Wookiee Bowcaster, which you find on Kashyyyk. Anyway, that's pretty much it for the weapons fronts. Now, I admit it is a pretty small map, and the ending, I'll admit, I'm pretty disappointed. Spoilers for this, so skip about a few minutes or so until I stop talking about this. If you don't want spoilers. If you want spoilers, continue as you see fit. Sev is my favorite commando. I don't know why, I just really like the guy. Maybe it's because his death humor amuses me a bit. How he likes to kill things. In fact, every time the commandos will search the bodies to make sure they're dead. Scorch and Fixer will just kick the bodies, but Sev will guaranteedly shoot the bodies. And his defense is Rule 17: always make sure they're dead. Anyway, during our last mission, you have to divide the commando squads to take out this separatist ship, and the order they go separate from is the backwards order of when you meet up with the team. So Sev takes the first one, then Fixer takes the second one, and Scorch takes the second to last one, and you take the final one, and you all shoot at the ship. As the ship is destroyed, you gather back to where you are. However, Sev gets ambushed by Trandoshans, and while Scorch wants to go back and help him, Fixer wants to follow orders and leave, leaving you with the ultimate decision. And the ultimate decision you decide on, this ain't like the other Star Wars games where you have a deciding factor on what you want to do. It's guaranteed you leave Zev behind, which hurts Scorch since they're part brothers. I don't know what that means. Maybe they were parts next to each other as they were being created. Not sure about that, but anyway, you then get your next mission, and it ends there. And I've looked up. Seb is still missing in action, so it's either that he's dead or Trandoshans have him as a slave, which disappoints me really. Now on to a happier note. What are the bonuses you can get for completing the game? Well, there are some specials you can get. Some are not to you freely, like there's a music video called Clones that was made for the game that has the animations from before they were completed. So before the Delta Squad had makeup on their armor to differentiate themselves. All that's basically grey. There's also how they made it, like how they made the sounds, the artwork, what they decided on the creatures that would look like. There's a lot of things, and you can only unlock them by completing all 3 campaign maps. But I admit it is pretty short, and I wish it lasted longer. And I really wish that they would make a sequel, because I really. Oh yeah, they did make a sequel, but it was for the phone, and it had no impact, no relation to the game itself. Republic Commando Order 66. There was a book series, and it did have one sequel book, but called Imperial Commandos, where Boss, Scorch, and Fixer were all mates to the Imperial Army. Anyway, this game is one of my favorite first-person shooter games. I'm going to take a sip. There we go. Talk too much. Broke. Anyway, it's my favorite of the Star Wars games, and it's my favorite first-person shooter. Well, one of them. I may talk about some of my other favorites from other categories in this, if you want. But I'm going to call it quits here. 12 minutes and nearly 45 seconds. I've been talking about this. Not bad. Anyway, this is Black Demonite saying see you all and Merry Christmas.